You are entering your millionaire phase, not because something outside you has suddenly changed, but because something within you has. You have crossed a threshold of consciousness. This is not about becoming someone new, it is about recognizing a version of yourself that has always existed within your imagination. Wealth, freedom, success, and abundance are no longer distant possibilities. You begin by accepting them as part of who you are. Stop speaking from the identity of someone who is waiting, struggling, or trying to arrive. Begin thinking from the identity of someone who already knows where they are going. Rise mentally to the level of your desire and remain there, even when the outer world appears to disagree. Close your eyes and see yourself living the life you want. Feel the calmness, freedom, confidence, and security that come with it. Do not merely hope for that reality. Enter it in your imagination. Your current circumstances may tell a different story, but your inner assumption is where your attention belongs. When you consistently change the way you see yourself, you begin changing the way you respond to life. You are no longer the person waiting for proof. You become the person who carries an inner sense of certainty. Imagination is more than a passing daydream. It is the place where your desired future is first experienced. Before anything becomes visible, it exists as an idea, a picture, or a possibility within the mind. Wealth and abundance should therefore not be viewed only as things outside you that must be chased. Begin by developing the inner experience of already having enough. See yourself moving through life with greater confidence and peace. Ask yourself how you would speak, think, decide, and behave if you genuinely believed that your future was secure. Then bring those qualities into your present mindset. You are planting an idea through repeated attention, and what you consistently nurture becomes stronger within you. Your outer circumstances may not change instantly, but that does not mean your inner shift is meaningless. Give the new vision time to influence your choices, habits, confidence, and opportunities. Do not allow your past to become the permanent definition of your future. If your attention remains fixed on struggle and limitation, you may continue reinforcing those expectations. Instead, practice directing your mind toward possibility, progress, freedom, and abundance. Do not simply picture money sitting somewhere in the distance. Imagine what greater financial freedom would allow you to experience. Feel the relief of having options. Feel the confidence of making decisions without constant fear. Let your imagination become specific enough that the experience feels familiar to you. The goal is not to escape reality, but to develop a stronger inner vision of the person and life you are working toward. There is a powerful difference between chasing a dream and beginning to embody its qualities now. The world often teaches you to believe that you must struggle endlessly before you are worthy of success. But your identity influences your choices long before your circumstances catch up. If you constantly see yourself as powerless, you may act from fear. If you begin seeing yourself as capable, secure, and abundant, you naturally start making different decisions. This is why your inner conversation matters. You do not need to wait for tomorrow to think differently. Begin now. Carry yourself with quiet confidence. Make decisions from clarity rather than panic. Release the belief that everything must happen immediately. You are developing the mindset of someone who expects progress rather than constantly fearing failure. Your mind may resist this new identity because your current circumstances seem to contradict it. That is normal. You do not have to ignore reality or pretend that challenges do not exist. Instead, refuse to let temporary circumstances become your permanent identity. Let your vision remain larger than today's situation. Keep returning to the picture of the life you want and the person you want to become. Wealth is not simply a number. It can represent freedom, choices, stability, generosity, and the ability to live according to your values. When you imagine those qualities clearly, you give yourself a direction to move toward. You are not here to spend your entire life begging for a better future. You are here to build one. Let your imagination give you the vision. Let your beliefs shape your decisions, and let your actions support the life you want. Think from possibility, speak with confidence, move with purpose. When your inner world changes, your behavior begins to change with it, and those changes can open doors that once seemed invisible. Your millionaire phase begins with a decision. Stop identifying only with where you are and start becoming intentional about where you are going. See it, believe in the possibility of it, build toward it, and keep returning to that vision until it becomes a natural part of who you are. You are here to awaken to your power and embody it. A millionaire is not defined only by money, but by a mindset of confidence, freedom, and abundance. Let that identity shape your thoughts, words, and choices. Stop waiting for a new life and begin living from the mindset of the person you want to become. Do not wish for change. Decide who you are becoming and let your actions follow. What you see around you is not always the final truth. Your current circumstances may reflect old beliefs, habits, and decisions, but they do not have to define your future. You may see bills while imagining financial freedom, or face setbacks while believing in greater possibilities. Do not let temporary evidence control your entire mindset. A seed grows beneath the soil before you ever see the result. In the same way, meaningful change often begins internally before it becomes visible. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let temporary circumstances destroy your confidence or direction. Instead of constantly checking for proof, focus on the future you are building. Say to yourself, my current situation is not my final destination. I can create new possibilities, make better decisions, and move toward greater abundance. Let that belief influence how you think and act. Close your eyes and picture the life you want. Do not simply watch the scene from a distance. Imagine yourself inside it. Feel the peace of financial security, the freedom of having choices, and the confidence that comes from knowing you are progressing. Imagine walking through your future life with calm certainty. Make the experience vivid enough to inspire you, then carry that feeling into your real decisions. Your outer life is influenced by what you repeatedly think, believe, and do. If you constantly react to fear and limitation, you can remain trapped in the same patterns. But when you change your perspective, your choices begin to change. You notice opportunities differently. You speak differently. You take action with greater clarity. Your inner vision becomes a guide for your outer life. Faith does not mean waiting for a miracle without effort. It means believing in your ability to create change while continuing to move forward. Do not obsess over signs or demand instant results. Return to your vision whenever doubt appears. Keep building, learning, improving, and making decisions that support the future you imagine. To feel it real means to stop seeing your desired life as impossible and start treating it as something worth building toward. Imagine the success, but also develop the habits that can support it. Imagine freedom, then make wiser choices. Imagine abundance, then learn how to manage what you have. Imagine success, then take consistent steps toward it. Persistence is not struggle. It is steady belief combined with steady action. Your circumstances may show delay, but delay is not defeat. Keep your vision larger than today's situation. You do not need to have everything figured out today. You only need to keep moving in the direction of the person and life you want to create. Your new life begins when your thoughts, beliefs, and actions start moving together. See the possibility. Believe you can grow into it. Act accordingly. Let today's reality be information, not a permanent identity. Your future is not required to look like your past. Keep your vision alive, keep taking meaningful action, and keep becoming the person capable of creating the life you desire. You are not here to surrender to every fact you see. You are here to decide what kind of future you will create. What you repeatedly believe influences how you think, act, and respond to life. If you want greater wealth, freedom, or success, begin by developing the mindset of someone who believes those things are possible. Your circumstances may not change immediately, but your inner direction can change today. Persist is more powerful than temporary motivation. You do not need to feel inspired every day or force results into existence. Simply return to the vision you have chosen. When doubt appears, do not let it become your entire focus. Notice it, then redirect your attention toward your goals. A moment of uncertainty does not erase your progress. Consistency is what matters. It is easy to imagine a better life for a few minutes and then become discouraged when nothing changes immediately. Real transformation takes repetition. You do not need to know exactly how everything will happen. Your responsibility is to keep your vision clear while taking practical steps toward it. Like a seed that needs time to grow, meaningful results often develop before they become visible. Once you decide that your desired future is worth pursuing, your behavior begins to change. You stop waiting for permission and start making intentional choices. You become less focused on proving yourself and more focused on becoming capable. Your conversations, decisions, habits, and priorities begin reflecting the person you want to become. Living as if it is done does not mean pretending that your current circumstances are different. It means carrying the confidence, discipline, and clarity you would expect from your future self. You can acknowledge today's reality without allowing it to define tomorrow. Your bank balance, setbacks, or lack of opportunities are circumstances, not permanent identities. There is a difference between pretending and embodying. Pretending requires constant performance. Embodying means allowing your goals to influence how you actually live. If you want financial freedom, develop financial discipline. If you want success, build valuable skills. If you want independence, become comfortable making responsible decisions. Let the person you imagine becoming guide what you do today. Think about someone who trusts themselves. They do not need to constantly announce their confidence. It shows through their choices, patience, and presence. Build that kind of certainty within yourself. When your mindset becomes clearer, you begin noticing possibilities you may have overlooked before. You take better opportunities, respond differently to setbacks, and create momentum through consistent action. Your inner vision is not a substitute for action, but it can become the foundation for action. Stop endlessly chasing proof and start creating evidence through what you do. See yourself as capable, then act like it. See yourself as disciplined, then practice discipline. See yourself as financially secure, then learn how to manage money wisely. You are not waiting for some magical millionaire phase to arrive. You are building toward a stronger version of yourself now. Wealth, freedom, and success begin as ideas, but they become meaningful through decisions and consistent effort. Keep your vision alive, remain patient with the process, and let your actions support what you believe. Do not beg life to change. Decide what you want, believe that growth is possible, and move toward it with persistence. You are not required to become rich overnight. You are required to keep becoming wiser, stronger, and more capable. Your future does not have to repeat your past. Begin where you are, keep your vision clear, and build the life you want, one decision at a time. And remember these 3 words: I am becoming. Let them remind you that transformation is already underway. Every time you repeat them with genuine intention, you reinforce a new direction for your thoughts and actions. Your future is not created in one moment. It is shaped by what you repeatedly choose to believe, practice, and pursue. Each day I repeated those 3 words and allowed their meaning to sink deeper into my mind. They became a reminder to move from focusing on what I lacked toward believing in what I could create. The real power was not in the words themselves, but in the assumption behind them. The belief that my desired future was possible and worth moving toward. I imagined the freedom, confidence, and peace I wanted to experience, then carried that feeling into my daily life. Doubt appeared, but instead of allowing it to control me, I returned to my chosen belief. I stopped obsessing over exactly how or when everything would happen and focused on what I could control. Gratitude became part of the process, helping me appreciate progress even before the final result was visible. One principle remains powerful. You tend to become what you repeatedly believe about yourself. Your thoughts, beliefs, and inner dialogue influence how you see the world and how you respond to opportunities and challenges. The words you repeat are like seeds planted in your mind. When you consistently tell yourself that you are capable, worthy, successful, and able to grow, those ideas can influence your confidence and behavior. But the opposite can happen when your inner dialogue is dominated by fear, failure, or limitation. This is why choosing your thoughts carefully matters. Think of your mind as a garden. Every repeated thought is a seed. Constant worry can strengthen anxious patterns, while confidence, gratitude, and hope can encourage healthier perspectives. You cannot control every circumstance, but you can become more intentional about the story you tell yourself. Speak to yourself with the same patience you would offer someone you care about. Remind yourself of your strengths. Picture the person you want to become and identify the actions that person would take today. Your outer circumstances do not define your entire potential. If you want to change your life, begin by changing the beliefs that influence your choices. This does not mean ignoring reality or expecting results without effort. It means refusing to let temporary setbacks become permanent conclusions. Your past can inform you without controlling you. Another important principle is to live from the end. Instead of constantly focusing on what is missing, imagine how you would think and behave if your goal were already within reach. Feel the confidence of making progress. Feel the relief of knowing you are moving in the right direction. Picture yourself living with greater freedom, stability, and purpose. Then, bring those qualities into your present actions. Most people remain focused on the distance between where they are and where they want to be. Living from the end changes that perspective. You stop asking only, "When will I get there?" and start asking, "What can I do today as the person I am becoming?" Your thoughts, emotions, decisions, and habits begin working together. Your imagination can give you the vision, but your choices turn that vision into progress. Keep returning to the future you want while taking real steps toward it. Believe in your ability to grow, remain grateful for progress, and let your daily actions reflect the person you are becoming. The life you desire begins with a vision, but it is built through consistent belief, intentional choices, and persistent action. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions align with the life you want, you begin noticing new possibilities. Ideas become clearer, opportunities become easier to recognize, and you may find yourself making choices that move you closer to your goals. Living from the end does not mean pretending that everything is already perfect. It means developing inner confidence in the future you are building and allowing that vision to guide your present decisions. Instead of constantly fighting your current circumstances or becoming frustrated by delays, focus on the direction you have chosen. Imagine the feeling of having achieved your goal. What would confidence feel like? What would freedom feel like? Let that emotional picture remind you of where you are going. When doubt appears, return to the vision rather than allowing one difficult moment to define your entire future. Your imagination can serve as a bridge between what you hope to achieve and the actions you take today. Simple words can also become powerful reminders when repeated with genuine intention. A short phrase can help reinforce a chosen mindset and interrupt negative thinking. Rather than repeating words mechanically, connect them to something meaningful. Phrases such as, "It is done," "I am capable," or "I am becoming," can remind you to focus on possibility, progress, and confidence. The real value is not in the words themselves, but in the meaning you attach to them. Think of repeated thoughts like seeds. A single thought may seem insignificant, but repeated beliefs can influence your attention, emotions, habits, and decisions. If your inner dialogue constantly says that you are incapable or destined to fail, you may begin acting from that expectation. If you repeatedly remind yourself that you can learn, improve, and create opportunities, you are more likely to notice possibilities and take constructive action. Your mindset becomes a lens through which you interpret your experiences. Feeling matters because emotion gives meaning to belief. Do not simply say that you want success while spending every day reinforcing fear. Practice feeling calm, capable, and hopeful while still acknowledging reality. Your goal is not to escape your circumstances, but to stop allowing them to control your entire sense of possibility. After setting a goal, another important step is learning to release excessive obsession with the outcome. Detachment does not mean giving up. It means accepting that you cannot control every detail of the journey. You can control your preparation, choices, effort, and attitude, but you cannot control exactly when every opportunity will appear. When you obsess over the how and when, you can create unnecessary stress and lose sight of what you can actually do. Instead, establish your direction, take meaningful action, and allow room for unexpected paths. Like planting a seed, you give it attention and care without digging it up every day to check whether it has grown. Trust does not mean sitting still and expecting life to do everything for you. It means continuing forward without allowing impatience to destroy your confidence. Keep learning, keep improving, keep taking practical steps. Stay open to people, ideas, and opportunities you did not expect. Your imagination gives you a destination, your beliefs influence your direction, and your actions create movement. When all three work together, you become more intentional about the life you are building. Choose your words carefully, strengthen the beliefs that support growth, release unnecessary obsession, and keep moving forward. What begins as an inner vision can become a real and meaningful change when you consistently support it with action. Your role is to hold your chosen belief steady without constantly second-guessing yourself. Detachment does not mean giving up. It means releasing the anxiety of trying to control every result. When you stop obsessing over the exact timing or method, you create more mental space to notice opportunities and make better decisions. Allowing works together with action. When a genuine opportunity appears, move toward it with confidence rather than desperation. Let your actions come from clarity, not fear. The world may give you reasons to doubt, but circumstances can change. Your inner state influences how you interpret those circumstances and how you respond to them. So tonight, before you sleep, instead of focusing only on odds and limitations, picture the future you genuinely want. Imagine hearing congratulations, feeling relief, and experiencing the freedom that financial security could bring. Let that vision inspire you, but remember that imagination is a tool for shaping your mindset, not a guarantee of controlling random events. Many people associate lottery winnings entirely with luck, but lottery results are determined by chance. No visualization, affirmation, or belief can guarantee a winning ticket. What imagination can change is the way you think about your goals. Rather than constantly asking, "What if I fail?" Imagine yourself becoming financially capable, confident, and prepared for greater opportunities. Use the vision to guide your decisions instead of treating it as proof that a specific outcome must happen. This is where the idea of living from the end can be useful. Imagine the person you want to become and practice thinking from that identity. If you were financially secure, how would you plan? How would you handle money? What skills would you develop? What opportunities would you pursue? These questions turn imagination into direction. You are no longer simply wishing for a different life. You are identifying the qualities and habits required to build one. Feeling plays an important role in this process. Your emotions influence your attention, motivation, and behavior. If you constantly live in fear, you may overlook possibilities or hesitate to act. If you develop a calmer sense of confidence, you may approach challenges with greater clarity. The goal is not to pretend that problems do not exist, but to avoid allowing them to define your entire identity. Close your eyes and imagine achieving a meaningful financial goal. Where are you? What does your day look like? How would you feel knowing you reached it through patience, learning, and consistent effort? Let yourself experience the confidence and gratitude associated with that future. Then bring that mindset into the present. Ask what one decision today would move you closer. You do not have to wait for external proof before believing that improvement is possible. Your circumstances are information, not a permanent definition of who you are. You can change your habits, develop new skills, make better financial choices, and create opportunities over time. The inner picture gives you a direction, while real-world action creates progress. So when doubt appears, return to your vision without becoming obsessed with a specific outcome. Believe in your ability to grow, stay open to unexpected opportunities, take practical steps, and remain patient with the process. If you choose to play a lottery, treat it as entertainment rather than a financial plan, because no mindset can remove the element of chance. Your future does not need to be controlled by luck. You can build toward greater stability through intentional choices. Imagine the life you want, feel the possibility of it, and then act accordingly. Let your imagination inspire you, let your emotions strengthen you, and let your actions prove what you are capable of becoming.